Hey everybody, I'm just here using my old gumball machine. You know, you put the quarter in, turn the knob, and a gumball spits out, and this one I got, hey, is a little blue. So now it reminds me of this story that a couple years ago, true story, I was at this place and there was this candy machine and I hit this button and it spit out different colored candies. And it was really cool, but before you actually got the candy, it gave you a graph, a picture of all the different colors that you got. It sorted it out and organized it, and it gave you this graph. It was really cool. And it reminds me of something, our math problem for today, and we're gonna do something similar. Let's imagine that I have done and turned this gumball machine several times, and now I have all these different colors of gumballs. And we wanna organize it in a way so that we can see the information clearly. Well, how could we do that? There's a couple of different ways. We could use a table to where we kind of organize that information, or a chart, or a bar graph. And today, let's look at a bar graph because it'll help us analyze all the different colors of gumballs we have. So, you know what we need? We need something to kind of keep track of all of this. I need my handy dandy chalkboard. Chalkboard! There we go, now we're ready. So as I look at this bar graph, you can see some things right away as we look at it. You can see, well, hey, there's these different numbers on the side, and that's representing the number of gumballs for each color. And across the bottom, you see the different colors that it's actually representing. So we have green gumballs, we have red, white, yellow, and blue gumballs. And there's all different colors or different amounts of those colors too, right? Can you tell just by first glance which color had the most gumballs? Well, I can look at that and I can see on this bar graph, it's gonna be the one that's the highest, the tallest bar. And so this green one goes up the highest, and I can actually tell exactly how many green gumballs we have, right? I can look at the side and see up to what line it goes to, and it went up to 9. So that means I had 9 green gumballs out of all of these that I had. Now, another thing we could do is we can actually compare with this, right? The way that the bar graph organizes the information makes it really easy to compare different amounts. So what if I want to say, well, how many more green, I know that was the most, how many more green gumballs did I have than blue gumballs? Well, I've got to know two things. Not only the amount of green gumballs, but the amount of blue gumballs too. So we know we have 9 green ones, but what about the blue? So I come over and I find across the bottom which one or which bar is representing the blue gumballs. And I go, okay, how tall is that? It goes up to the 5. So that means I have 5 gumballs that were blue. Remember, I had 9 green ones. So how can we figure out how many more that is for the green? Well, 2 ways we can do that. One, we could use addition, or we could use subtraction. Let's start with addition. So if I'm going to use addition, I'm going to start with my blue gumballs and say, hey, I'm at 5 right now. I want to get to 9, right? To know how many that would be. So how many would I have to add so that it would equal the green? We'll start at 5 and we can count on from there. So we'd go 6, 7, 8, 9. That means we would have to add 4 blue gumballs to equal the same amount. That means there's 4 more green ones right now that we have. You could also use this with subtraction and say, well, I had 9 green gumballs. Take away the 5 blue ones. How many more are there? 9 minus 5 is also 4. So either way works, addition and subtraction. Pretty cool, right? Now, what if I want to know, well, okay, there's 5 blue ones. Could I put a couple of colors together to equal the same amount? All right, let's see if we can figure that one out. That's a little bit harder question, a little more challenging. I know that I'm going to have to choose 2 colors that had fewer gumballs than the blue. So what are our options here? We know green has the most. Well, the ones that are less than blue are red, yellow, and white. So let's see if we can do that. If I start with white, I can see, well, there was only 1 white gumball. If I add that with the red and put those together, 1 plus 2 gets me to 3. Well, I wanted to get to 5, so that's not quite enough. So what if I did the white and the yellow? Well, 1 plus 3 yellow, that gets me to 4. Still not equal to 5, so let's try the other combination. Red plus the yellow. I know I had 2 red ones, 3 yellow. If I add those together, now I'm at 5. So what does that tell me? It tells me I have the same number of red and yellow gumballs combined that I do as my blue gumballs. Pretty great stuff, right? Bar graphs are awesome to organize information and help us see data clearly. And so you know what you could do today? You could organize things around you and create your own bar graph, and that would be so much fun and also a great way to learn.